it 3 or 4 for Ruston? 3 in the sideboard. My intention is to board in 2 when we need them and leave the 3rd in the sideboard. Okay. I definitely have to keep this, but the Kazandu Mammoth isn't super helpful in terms of curving out here. But maybe we'll just top deck a bunch of untapped green sources and everything will be fine. I'm not sure exactly what my plan is supposed to be in situations where I don't hit 4 mana. I mean, I guess I just play creatures. I wonder if I should have a card in the sideboard that's a land for Grizzled Huntmaster to fetch in situations like this. So my opponent is on blue-white auras. Am I supposed to just jam Steel Leaf Champion to try to race that? Probably. I think I just have to hope I hit an untapped land next turn so I can play Great Henge into Primal Might. That seems like a curve that is so powerful I can't not do it. There's also the possibility I might be able to Primal Might down that SRAM still next turn, if I'm... Yeah, possibly. Oh, did they miss a land drop? They did. We also missing land drop, though. Not great. Well, no, I'm pretty sure that I'm supposed to kill the SRAM. So both of us are kind of in a weird spot at the moment, I wager. But certainly my board is more developed than theirs, so that's something, right? Yeah, Spirit Dancer is scary. Them missing a land drop, less scary. That's good. Okay, Scavenging Ooze. Probably not the best thing I can do. Actually, I can Grizzled Huntmaster getting rid of Scavenging Oozes, which I should probably do at the very minimum just to thin my deck. But also, what can I get here from the sideboard that's super valuable? Maybe I shouldn't be exiling the one from my hand for 2 copies of whatever card I'm about to get. I don't know. So I could get Ominous Traveler or Outland Liberator. Rampaging Ferocidon would be tempting, but I don't have the red source yet. I don't know, 2 copies of Outland Liberator actually sounds possibly good against them. Arasta's only instants and sorceries. Yeah, alright, let's get Outland Liberator then. That gets to come down and blow up lifelink enchantments, which are the thing that I think I most need to race currently. I could have exiled the Sentinel's Eyes, I suppose. But that didn't seem like it was the most likely card for them to play in that situation when they had a full grip. Okay, well, thankfully Outland Liberator actually does let us attack into the Spirit Dancer here. Am I supposed to let them untap with a protection spell? It would have to be protection spell for the aura? I don't think I can risk that. I guess they wanted vigilance is why the Sentinel's Eyes from the graveyard was relevant to them, huh? Punishment? Okay, for a second I thought they targeted the Huntmaster, which would have been weird. But I can blow up that punishment. So that's not as much of a concern. Okay. Is this? I need some emotional support. I just found a game called MetaZoo exists, and I don't know how to react to most of its card. I've seen it on Twitter. I haven't paid any actual attention to it, though. Alright, so we block. We sack. I would like to blow up the thing that gives that lifelink. Yes. Okay, well, I guess we win. I'm kind of surprised, but here we are. Who needs more than 2 lands? Not us. What are most of its cards like that have you, distressed? What's a mono-green Gruul? It's a Gruul, or it's a mono-green deck where you play a bunch of red lands in your main deck. How art works. Art works, huh? MetaZoo cards. Oh. These are certainly out there. This is like Aliens, except it's pants. Pant aliens. Yeah, I'm gonna go with... I also have no clue how to react to that. It... Huh. I'm gonna say quaint. I think that my reaction to it is, oh, that's quaint. What on earth am I doing? Dorian Spectre, thanks for the follow. Glad you're enjoying the stream. Am I supposed to board in Ferocidon against them because it shuts off lifelink and has menace? Is that, like, relevant? I don't know. I mean, I feel like I'm supposed to bring in a Liberator and maybe Ferocidons and then cut, like, I don't know, Scavenging Ooze? Is Scavenging Ooze bad here? Is Pack Leader bad here? I don't really understand what makes my cards good or bad, to be honest. But I hate Scavenging Ooze with a passion, so maybe I'm just supposed to always cut it. Oh my. Well, to be fair, maybe they look, maybe they look cleaner when they're in smaller physical medium. I don't understand the Vine Mare, but just because I don't understand the Vine Mare doesn't mean I should question the Vine Mare. So I am just embracing the Vine Mare. My guess is it's probably supposed to be good against green-black food decks, which kind of, sort of makes sense. Maybe. There's a lot of Llanowar Elves. Could be a problem. Hushbringer? Is that bad for me? I can't tell if that's bad for me. I guess it shuts off Great Henge drawing cards? Oh, it shuts off Huntmaster. Adorable. Okay. I'm probably supposed to Steel Leaf there so they can't attack with Selfless Savior, huh? Right, Rhonas doesn't have 6 power. Why did I think Rhonas was a 6/6? I thought I could attack with Rhonas if I played the Steel Leaf champion, but that's not how this works. Alright, well, opponent successfully pumping Hushbringer. I suppose that's the plan. It seems interesting compared to pumping Spirit Dancer, but here we are. Okay. I kind of have to play Steel Leaf. Am I supposed to play Mammoth as a land here? Probably. I want to be able to play a Great Henge off the top, I think. Even if Hushbringer is denying us most of the value out of that. Spirit Dancer getting bigger. Yeah, Spirit Dancer getting bigger. Well, or drawing cards, I suppose, is more accurate. Well, I can Primal Might Spirit Dancer, which kills the Savior, and then hope my opponent whiffs on some draws? Can't do anything about the Heliod's punishment for the time being. I can play this land, and then Huntmaster Elf. This Grizzled Huntmaster not being able to get rid of these Llanowar Elves is actually a pretty big problem. Sort of surprised by that. Was not expecting that to be quite so much of a downside here. Would be nice to have more Primal Mights. Let's actually do this from the Rhonas to the Spirit Dancer if I'm going to use all this mana this turn. Huntmaster for the clock, and Llanowar Elves for the clock. Kind of a bummer that we can't use this Rhonas ability. Now we need to not die, which might actually be kind of difficult. More Hushbringers. Alright. But not an aura? Alright, not an aura. It does still leave us dead next turn, which is kind of a problem. Yeah, alright. Dead to 5 damage clocks in the air is a problem. Well, I could board in the second Outland Liberator, I suppose. And not have it be fetchable with Huntmaster. If I'm expecting that Huntmaster is usually going to be offline. Ranger Alpha 7. Thanks for the follow. Glad you're enjoying the stream. Questing Beast doesn't really do anything here. I still don't know if Ferocidon is stellar. Scavenging Ooze, still not super excellent. I do think I'm probably supposed to board in Outland Liberator. I'm probably supposed to board down on Huntmasters. Maybe even down more and play Pack Leader? Have more card draw towards Primal Mights? Okay. Yeah, I feel like not having access to Blizzard Brawl is a hindrance here. I have pretty limited removal for their creatures. I probably don't race them super effectively. This, however, seems pretty good if I don't get Hushbringered upon. So we're just going to hope that happens. Drawing any untapped land so that I can Mammoth would be swell. Failing that, Steel Leaf Champion is not embarrassing, at least. So now we get to play Kazandu Mammoth and Rampaging Ferocidon, failing anything else? Storm Chaser Drake. Okay. I suppose my opponent's literally incapable of blocking here, so the order I play my cards isn't super relevant. How did our Demonic Pact experiment go? We did win games, and we even won a match. And we did donate a number of pacts. So, I would say that it went acceptably. Completely, totally acceptably. Well, as tempting as it is to Great Henge into Scavenging Ooze here, I'm probably just supposed to try to kill my opponent with this Collected Company. So I guess we're going to do that instead. I guess Mono Green can win games if the opponent just stumbles for a single turn. Are we feeling well? I really wanted to play Great Henge plus Huntmaster the pack, or whatever that 3-drop's name is, so that we could get Ominous Stranger. Ominous Visitor? Ominous Visitor, I think. Alright, so opponent has 2 blockers here. Oh, but Rampaging Ferocidon pings them. You love to see it. If Llanowar Elf into Steel Leaf is ever at any point not at least moderately threatening, there might be a problem with the format. No! What a painful Collected Company. Alright, I would like to attempt to play Great Henge, opponent. What do you have to say about that? Nothing? Cool. I'm not gaining life because of Ferocidon. Feels bad, but I would like to draw cards. Oh no. Outland Liberator, you're so good, but I don't have mana for you to be good with. Alright, let's see what the opponent got. Just joining, but given Steel Leaf Champion, would the 4th Rootbound Crag be better than the 4th Pathway? So the problem with Rootbound Crag is it doesn't turn 1 Llanowar Elf. No attack with Llanowar. I believe that I probably want to hold up the activation on Scavenging Ooze, but maybe that's not actually relevant. My opponent does need to have interaction here. Like, if they do blocks like this that leave them at 1 life, and they can't play creatures because of Rampaging Ferocidon, I guess they can play Hushbringer, can't they? Because that actually shuts off Rampaging Ferocidon's damage trigger. I didn't think about that. It did threaten lethal, and it probably was worth it. I was kind of tunnel visioning on if my Llanowar Elves dies, I can't use Lovestruck Beast. But yeah, that probably wasn't relevant in this spot. Okay, this kills them, so I'm okay with it. Woo! Rampaging Ferocidon, all upside, never downside. And now we get to the part of this deck that I don't understand, which is to say, am I supposed to keep this hand? Did I decide what we're going to play tomorrow? Tomorrow? What's tomorrow? Other than, did I decide what we're going to play today? And the answer to what we're going to play today is this. Tomorrow is the ban. Oh, no, I haven't really put any thought into it. I'm going to keep this. This will be educational if nothing else. I think I play this Mammoth. Basically, you're supposed to always mulligan for Llanowars? Can we do that? I don't feel like we have enough Llanowar Elves to justify that. We're gonna whiff too often, I feel like. No! I want to take my Mammoth back now. My Steel Leaves, they're not reliable enough. Not against hand hate. But drawing Lovestruck Beast is cool. Makes me happy. What kind of removal is the opponent likely to play, and is it likely to be better against Lovestruck Beast or Steel Leaf? Kroxa, huh? Well, that's definitely hitting the pathway. Wish I could have discarded this Mammoth instead. Am I supposed to play this Lovestruck Beast or this Steel Leaf Champion? I guess it's probably the Champion? Kroxa then makes me discard Kazandu Mammoth, but I think that's what I'd discard even if I played the Lovestruck Beast. This gives Inquisition the target of a Kazandu Mammoth, but I think it taking Steel Leaf Champion might be worse. Cut, I guess, sort of punishes this line? Question mark? This is weird. Yeah, we actually could use a red-green pain land, couldn't we? There's a mono-green pain land currently. Oh, Llanowar Elves. Doesn't enable Lovestruck Beast to attack, unfortunately, but at least it draws a card and puts a thing on the board. And that's something. How many Kolaghan's commands does the opponent have? I'm gonna be really sad when the opponent blows up my Great Henge. Alright, Luris. Sure. So they cast Kroxa here. Am I supposed to discard the creature or the removal spell for Luris? It hurts to discard Pack Leader, but I'm pretty sure I'm supposed to remove the Luris. Probably. Am I supposed to pay 2 life to do 1 damage to my opponent? Yeah, probably. Four, 6. Alright, well, now I gotta deal with the Kroxa. I'm a little behind on resources, so it'd be a good time to top deck creatures. Cool. Inquisition's not a Kolaghan's command. Henge is real good when you got a lot of creatures in your deck. And we do got a lot of creatures in our deck. Zoofy! Thanks for the follow. Glad you're enjoying the stream. Alright, well, let's play a land. We do have a use for mana at the moment, because we got a Henge in play. I mean, I got a double block set up on this Kroxa, technically, which probably beats taking 9 damage a turn. If they fire up Den, I can block Den and the 1/1. They only have 1 card in the yard. Alright, well, trade Lovestruck Beast for Kroxa, that works for me. Retrieve Socks. Alright, we can do that. Just a moment. Oh, that seems good. Alright, let's cast a Collected Company. Nailed it! Think of how much that just thinned our deck. Okay, I'm gonna be right back. probably supposed to block this, I think. It is almost correct to not take 3 to fill the graveyard, I agree, but we could also top deck Scavenging Ooze and not care at all about anything. That'd be cool. I think our opponent can probably concede here. Oh, Grizzled Huntmaster. That's cool too. Oh, I should have stacked these in the other order. Guess it didn't matter. I should exile all of the creatures before they have the ability to hold up Kolaghan's Command, I think. That's not true. I should actually... They probably don't have Kolaghan's Command because they would have hit Great Henge already, but I should give them the ability to make a mistake and cast Kolaghan's Command while I have the ability to reactivate Scavenging Ooze. Because they've only got 2 creatures and I got 4 mana anyway. Oh, I didn't realize I had set the stop off. I should have also exiled Lurrus before they drew, but whatever. More lands. I think we can beat more lands from our opponent. This is the worst Great Henge I've ever played, and it's still going to be good enough. So that's exciting. Wow. This is after that Collected Company hit 1 creature. Come to think of it, I've cast 2 Collected Companies with this deck, and so far both have put exactly 1 Llanowar Elf into play. That's amazingly consistent, isn't it? Just deleted my standard blue decks, Divide by Zero, dearly missed. Yeah, there's a pretty good chance it's going to be real hard to make blue decks function in standard. People keep talking up Hullbreaker Horror, which is kind of amusing to me, because I'm not actually convinced that card was, like, particularly good at anything. But people are really salty about how it beats them. And, like, the idea that people think that's going to be a major factor after Divide by Zero is gone, I do not see the evidence of that. It's Vine Mare's time to shine. I guess? But it doesn't block many of their creatures particularly well, does it? I don't know if Vine Mare is actually for this matchup. You look like an evil villain of the 70s and 80s? Nice. I'm happy to hear the aesthetic's working. I'm actually pulling it off. I don't know if any of these are actually playable. Other than, like, maybe Arasta would be kind of cute. But probably not. We might just be on literally no changes. Yeah, I think we're on literally no changes. So Scavenging Ooze probably gets hit by a Hand Hate spell, and then all we have is Kazandu Mammoth? That seems pretty bad, but we have lands, and all we gotta do is top deck, so why not? Sox plays black-white control. That would be aesthetically fitting, wouldn't it? At the beginning of each instep, if an opponent discarded this card, you draw a card and you lose 1 life. Huh. Okay. If I play Scavenging Ooze, they just remove it, and that makes me sad. But if I play Llanowar Elf, that isn't, like, good. Given they just played Tiny Bones, Opponent is incentivized to... Oh, they're going to Kolaghan's Command, kill my Scavenging Ooze, and make me discard a card, aren't they? Nah, when has the worst case scenario ever happened? If Socks bats you in the face, did they sock you? Pretty regularly, I guess. But is it a sock if... Ugh. Is it a sock if it's with a non-fist part of the body? What's this mono-green Gruul nonsense? Did someone vandalize Roomty's Orc? Yes, that is why the title of this deck is literally Sorry Roomty. Turn 2, turn 3 draw step, both Llanowar Elves. Couldn't be me. No, so much removal. Wow, Deadweight's a really cool thing to play alongside Dragon's Rage Channeler and Lurrus. That's a clever idea. Alright, we're discarding a Llanowar Elf then. I don't think I'm winning this one unless I top deck Scavenging Ooze immediately. Roomty would not approve of these dual lands. I'm curious which dual land... Wow! My ability to... No, I'm actually already dead. Alright. My ability to draw cards that are good with mono green may be sketchy. Yeah, no changes. From what I hear, Roomty is also on the Gruul plan. I may be playing a deck that is more mono-green currently than Roomty. Okay, well, this is a game plan. Stream tonight goes well. How you doing, Ravager? Alright, opponent. Surely we don't have a way to deal with Steel Leaf Champion. No way the opponent's just playing copies of Cut in their deck or anything. Alright, Unholy Heat, I guess. I'll take it. Sort of makes my life awkward, but, you know. Oh well. No, not my hand. I needed my hand for doing hand things. Right on time, Werewolf Pack Leader. Right on time. Unholy Heat can eventually kill Steel Leaf. Not right now, thankfully. I imagine you actually take Pack Leader here over Mammoth, in all likelihood. Opponent agrees. List looks suspiciously like this one minus the wrong lands and wrong color. Hey, I'm pretty sure Roomty's playing red. At least that's the last I heard. Yeah, I'm really not terribly excited about the position that we find ourselves in. Oh. I wonder if I was supposed to play Kazandu Mammoth plus Adventure Lovestruck Beast to play around that? You got instant speed 1/1 removal, opponent? Yeah. Okay. Got the ability to escape Kroxa? Yeah. Okay. Ooh, Collected Company be a cool card to draw. Or Great Henge? Both radical. Opponent playing Dragon's Rage Channeler instead of Kroxa is kind of confusing. It seems probably wrong. Not sure how to feel about Lovestruck Beast together with Coco. It's not the greatest Coco hit, but Kolaghan's Command get something back? Make me discard a card? That seems bad. The only thing that's really good against... Yeah, I don't like doing this. They should have just escaped Kroxa. This was much worse. If I hit a company, I just cast it in response. Their best case scenario is like they hit a creature or something, but if it's a Great Henge, they could have Kolaghan's Commanded it anyway. Yeah, I think they were better off just holding that Kolaghan's Command and denying me the ability to top deck into a Great Henge, because they would have the ability to blow the Great Henge up with Kolaghan's Command. Maybe they have a duplicate Kolaghan's Command in hand, and that's why they did that? What on earth are they doing? I'm not missing anything, right? They have the ability to escape Kroxa. Why are they just giving me opportunities to top deck? Like Scavenging Ooze. Yeah, putting Kroxa in hand instead of doing 2 damage to me also seems wild. Arkbow Ranger. I don't think we can play Arkbow Ranger in a collected company list. So they escape Kroxa now and they die to a land? Or a pump spell? They could have escaped Kroxa before attacks so that they could chump block with Dragon's Rage Channeler. Yeah, I don't know if I feel like I should win that one, but I'll take it. Well, this isn't the primary game plan, but I guess it is a game plan. I'm probably supposed to keep double Scavenging Ooze against the Lurrus deck? Vault Scourge. Okay. Something afoot. Green-red Vault Scourge Lurrus? Green-red Affinity? What's a Zabaz? What does that do? So this dies. 2+1/+1 counters get put here. Sorting on modular. If the counters get put on Ozolith, modular doesn't also put counters on Vault Scourge, right? I don't think. I don't think so. Alright, more shocks. Goblin Engineer. You may search your library for an artifact card, put it into your graveyard. Okay, so Goblin Engineer gets back Arcbound Prototype is the idea. And Arcbound Prototype, I mean, I guess I see what the intention here is. So I assume that means that I'm supposed to kill the engineer? I think that's the scary card. Why stick to fight spells when you have access to red removal? Because we have access to a lot less red than we do green. There's going to be a pretty significant percentage of the time where we're just operating under mono green mana. Well, we are drawing cards. Ozolith plus Overseer is scary, though, huh? Am I supposed to play Scavenging Ooze and just hold up the ability to mess with that Goblin Engineer? Just a moment. Alright, so we probably want a Great Henge next turn, though, which does mean not playing the Scavenging Ooze. Oh, I could have played Kazandu Mammoth as a tap land, I guess. Yeah, Ferocidon I think is almost entirely for the Heliod Squirrel deck. Alright, well, maybe I was supposed to play the Kazandu Mammoth here and just leave up 1 mana with the Scavenging Ooze, but we'll roll with it. Oh, so it did put counters on Ozolith and Vault Scourge. There must be something going on with the rules text of Modular and Ozolith under the hood that makes these not behave this days. When it dies, you may put its +1/+1 counters, and you may move those counters onto Ozolith. One of these must actually be not quite like that. You sure you want to sacrifice? I mean, I guess maybe Ozolith combo is a thing. It's worth it. Put all those counters on Vault Scourge is the idea. Yeah, alright. That doesn't mean I'm going to need removal spell for Vault Scourge. So they can go up to 13 here. Oh, no, okay. Well, opponent not attacking, so that probably helps my cause out. Okay, well, I guess that worked. Yeah, Ferocidon totally shutting off life gain triggers helps against the Heliod deck a lot. They kind of just have to remove it. And Grizzled Huntmaster gives us access to it pre-board, too, in a way. I don't know if Huntmaster into Ferocidon is actually fast enough against Squirrel decks, but that's one of the things I wanted to try to explore. So I assume I'm supposed to play Outland Liberator. I assume I'm supposed to play Pack Leader. I guess I could trim Huntmaster, because I think I want to board in both Outland Liberators rather than leave one in the board to fetch with Huntmaster. I think that's probably too slow against them. Maybe, maybe not. Maybe not too slow. I could get rid of something like Pack Leader, even though it just won us that game. I guess Scavenging Ooze was kind of useful too if my opponent's on a Goblin Engineer deck. It's fine, whatever. Is Liberator better than the 3-mana elf that destroys enchantment artifacts on ETB? Well, 2 mana with Great Henge actually is kind of nice. And the ability to attack and destroy stuff is sort of nice. I don't know. It might not be better than Rex Sage, but this hand seems good. I don't know. 2-mana body does seem real stellar. This seems like a pretty decent curve. I think I'm satisfied with where this is at. Really? Okay. Pump spell? Snakeskin Veil. Okay, cute. Yeah, that modulars. Fair enough. Thankfully I have this Primal Might to fight the Steel Overseer with. Otherwise that'd be a little scary. Alright. There's a lot of Goblin Engineers. Okay, I was gonna say, I was kind of surprised they didn't put the Ozolith in with the first one. Okay, opponent, willing to attack into Collected Company. Brave, but okay. I think I'm gonna get Outland Liberator plus Scavenging Ooze. That seems pretty good here. In this spot, Rex Age would be better. But would Rex Age be necessary? So I could Rhonas, Primal Might the Steel Overseer. Is that for the best? Yeah, it's probably for the best. I mean, yeah, the opponent can... The delay on that animation for a second made me panic and think, wait, did I remember wrong? Does Rhonas not have Death Touch? And it does. What's Arasta and the Traveler for? Traveler is for my own personal hubris, and we can go fetch it when we have Great Henge in play, and get like a billion ETB triggers, because it just gives you infinity things to spend your mana on. And Arasta is for the Phoenix matchup. We shall see if that actually is good enough to have any kind of meaning whatsoever. I think I just play Lovestruck Beast. And then attack with everybody. I could kill it with Liberator and leave Ooze up. Yeah, that was the other thing I was debating. I didn't see anything in their graveyard that I thought was important to leave Liberator up for, because even if they got back Ozolith, like, I could just Liberator the Ozolith anyway. My opponent's going to be really disappointed by this line, I think. Oh, I've played Arasta against Phoenix to very great effect in the past. It is super powerful. If they don't have a removal spell online for it immediately, they can't handle Infinity 1/2s. And their deck definitely makes Infinity 1/2s. Well, we're on the draw, so all we have to do is hit lands. I find it interesting, we've played against literally nothing except Lurrus decks so far. I think this Inquisition should take Mammoth, but they might make the mistake of taking Llanowar Elf instead. Vine Mare just against black decks or against any removal heavy / control deck. That's, like, certainly the wrong card to take. I'm gonna play out the Mammoth, though, because I'm worried about removal spell into hand hate spell on Llanowar Elf. Oh, hey, cool. Okay. Nothing is also radical. I don't know what Vine Mare is supposed to be good against. It was in Room T's sideboard, so I copied it. I assume there's a plan. Okay, I have been spell pierced. Well, Chris, this is probably the 1000th time you've got asked this, but thoughts on the banned and restricted announcement. So, yesterday we went through all the banned and restricted announcements, and there is a video of that whole reaction sequence up on YouTube. But in general, I would summarize by saying I'm nervous that Standard is just going to be Goldspan Dragon, Isika's Chariot, and Ren and 7. And I don't know that the bans did anything to stop that. I think that banning Divide by Zero is an interesting idea that I don't entirely disagree with, because I didn't super love how it homogenized the... I guess I'm just supposed to Grizzled Huntmaster. How it homogenized the blue decks. And short of banning Lair, I suppose that's an acceptable way to go about it. Boop, 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 boop. I don't actually want to get rid of Scavenging Oozes against a Lurrus deck, but I do want to draw lands right now. I think I'm probably supposed to get Vine Mare. Oh, no. Well, it's hexproof. Hexproof is pretty decent. Alternatively, I could get Ceratops because it can't be countered. I'm not sure what removal is most likely out of my opponent here, to be honest. I thought Vine Mare was protection from black, but apparently that's not right. Banning Divide by Zero is going to homogenize the blue decks into not existing. That might be true. I'm going to grab Ceratops. I don't know if that's right. Yeah, I didn't see Roomtee's actual two-color list, but from his description of it, this is what I came up with. I know that the Ferocidons were main board there, but I wanted to try out Grizzled Huntmaster and see how it felt. Orzhov mid-range thoughts post-ban. I don't know. Oh, wow, cool. Rhonas was literally the worst possible draw. Radical. Oh, it's Grixis. Huh. What did I draw for the... Is this my turn? No, it's their... Okay, it's their turn. I got so confused there for a second. I was trying to think if I had drawn anything. Alright, Huntmaster's not bad. Actually, enabling Rhonas is kind of cool. Ferocidon not enabling Rhonas is sort of a bummer, huh? Alright, well, let's get rid of Rhonas. Once again, I need to put something in the sideboard to fetch with this that makes a land, probably replacing Ominous Traveler, but what you gonna do? I already have one 4-drop. Do I want more Ceratopses? Do I want more Vine Mare? Questing Beast? Ferocidon? No, not Ferocidon. Ominous Traveler? You know what, actually? Yes. Yes, Ominous Traveler. The plan is to go Great Henge and Ominous Traveler. That's the plan. We have a plan. Wow, I wasn't expecting them to chump block with that. I guess their plan for next turn is to play Lurrus and then replay it? Oh, okay. Turn off my Rhonas by Fatal Push. Sure, sure. It's a Death Shadow list. Oh, okay. Yeah, it is. That definitely confirms it. Every land they've played so far loses them life. Please give me an untapped land so I can do the Great Henge Ominous Traveler thing. It will be really fun, I promise. Well, at bare minimum I got Primal Might to kill Lurrus. And I'm not really in danger of dying soon. Kind of feel like I want to put one more land in the deck. 20/24 seems slightly low for this. But my reaction to most decks is immediately, I want to play more lands. It's probably a function of my keep habits, though. Big Rog 9, thanks for the follow. Glad you're enjoying the stream. Come to think of it, I don't know if I've mulliganed a hand yet, so that probably says a lot. I don't feel like you have a lot of options to consider here, opponent, and I'm not trying to be rude, but like, you have literally one thing you can do or choose not to do. Okay. They chose not to do it. Fancy dad. As tempting as it is to Lovestruck Beast here, I and attack with the Rhonas. I don't believe I'm in the market for allowing my opponent to have a Lurrus in play. So that's going to die. Creature instant sorcery. Oh, alright, that's not a painful land. Primal Might. I mean, I guess I don't need 4 lands to win. I can just win with 3. It's not impossible. Yeah, there's Death Shadow. I can kill that. What about run afoul for those nasty Ceratops? Oh, is that what the run afoul in the sideboard was for? Ah, I see. No, opponent, come back! I was so close to knocking that off, and then I could replace it with a Florahedron or something. Opponent, why? Yeah, run afoul makes sense. I actually had no clue how I was supposed to beat Ceratops, so that might track. What is the opponent doing, and do I change anything? No. This hand doesn't seem like I get to keep it, but we could just draw lands. If we draw a green source, we get to like have 2 pack leaders. That seems radical. Not a fan of run afoul. What card do you think would be a more effective sideboard card for the creativity deck? They can just creativity for 2 of them. I mean, creativity for 2 of them doesn't necessarily play around run afoul though, right? Because run afoul... Oh, does run afoul target a player? It is target opponent, huh? So they can name... But they don't name instant against you because your fight spell... Oh, no, your fight spells get countered by creature, huh? So they don't need to name sorcery for your fight spells. Yeah, I guess that's not stellar. I'm really tempted to keep this. They just name creature twice and you're never finding the second one? I suppose you have, what's the name? Questing Beast, though, don't you? Which can potentially give you outs even if they name creature, because it allows you to deal damage to the player. I'm pretty sure Questing Beast has that line of text. I'm going to keep this. We're on the draw. We'll just draw lands. It'll be fine. It's not like we're a 20 land deck or anything. Huh. Scavenging Ooze is not what I was going to consider taking there over the pack leader, but they can do them. Oh. It's always Llanowar Elves too late. Still think I'd rather play Llanowar Elves than pack leader here, though. I'm assuming both are capable of getting removed. Yeah. And I am happier to have gotten a Llanowar Elf removed than a pack leader. There's Vivian for that as well. Really? Is that one of the newest tricks? This is the list that Room2 shared on the podcast. Ho ho! Flame Blessed Bolt in the main, huh? Interesting. Wait, what's the mana base? 3 Cragcrowns, 4 Rootbound, 4 Stomping Ground. Huh. Okay, so I would... In one layer, the Hydra! I'm happy that while making it up, I got so pretty close. I'm only one pathway different from one Rootbound Crag, which, to be fair, I'm not actually certain. I do still think Rootbound Crag not being a turn 1 Llanowar Elf land is a pretty big cost. The sideboard includes Run Afoul, Burning Hands, Fry, 2 more Ferocidons. Okay. 3 Questing Beasts and a Vivian Reed. I see. Can't I just get rid of these Primal Mights with Huntmaster? That's really what I want to do. I can't get rid of this pack leader, even if I want to. Every time I come in, the Sox command is on cooldown. No, I should have gotten rid of the pack leader. I could have played around Inquisition of Kozilek. I don't think that's true. I don't think I should have done that, but I could have done that. What you gonna play, opponent? No, all of my creatures. None of them are creatures anymore. I'm not actually gonna animate this Lair of the Hydra because I don't want to help my opponent's life total. I was gonna say damage. I didn't mean to curse. I was trying to say I didn't want to make their damage go down. But that was not what I was supposed to say, so I stopped halfway through, and that didn't work at all. Do they have anything in their graveyard to get back with Luris? No. They brought in Feed the Swarm? What enchantment are they worried about me having? Oh, hey, Collected Company seems good. Sweet. I'm not willing to jam Collected Company here. Am I willing to jam Steel Leaf Champion? No, not yet. Opponent, you gotta do something eventually, right? You're not just gonna hold up Spell Pierce forever, are you? Yes. Yes, they are. That's a problem. Well, they haven't any Thoughtseizes yet. Alright, well, Collected Company then. Oh! Sweet, it didn't get Spell Pierced. Cool. Okay, well, what am I supposed to get then? I feel like the answer is probably Lovestruck Beast and Grizzled Huntmaster. And then I Huntmaster Steel Leaf away to get some 4-drop? I probably don't actually want to get rid of Steel Leaf Champion right now, come to think of it. Not for my deck, anyway. I could also get Ominous Traveler. It's good if Great Henge resolves. I mean, Vine Mare's probably better. Oh, if we have Florahedron in the board, that also means we have something we can tutor for that allows Lovestruck Beast to attack. Huh. Alright, let's just take Vine Mare, I guess. I got no clue if that's right. That's not an untap land deck. I needed an untap land to guarantee that I could kill the Dreadhorde Arcanist if my opponent has a counterspell. Alright. Call me a coward. Okay, cool. Not quite so cowardly. Do I want to get rid of that? I have to, otherwise it's gonna... Well, it attacks and gets back what? Inquisition? And then it dies? could just choose... Oh, wait, hold on. I could attack with Lovestruck Beast here if I want to. Do I want to? I can kill the Dreadhorde Arcanist. The question is if I want to kill the Dreadhorde Arcanist. I don't know the answer to that. It's possible that saving the Primal Might so that I can more easily answer Lurrus is correct. And that's kind of what I'm debating here. Similarly to why I'm not attacking with the Lovestruck Beast, even though I could animate Lair of the Hydra for 1 here. I think I'm supposed to block the Arcanist, make it hard for them to attack and get the Hand Hate spell. This deck's mana base seems... extremely ambitional. We'll go with that. This is a severe lack of generic costs for stuff that's playing this many pathways. Yeah, okay. Not how Death Shadow works, but Fatal Push, I guess, is what they're trying to do. I guess Death Shadow Fatal Push is kind of cute. So now they can attack with Dreadhorde Arcanist. And the Hand Hate takes, what, a Primal Might, maybe? I don't know. Oh, another Fatal Push. Okay. Yeah, that's functional. Fair enough. Now my opponent has a lot fewer cards, though, so I'm kind of comfortable just playing Vine Mare and double Primal Might. My giant hexproof threat seems pretty solid. I don't think I care about the Dragon's Rage Channeler, so we're just going to ignore that and save the Primal Might for Lurrus. How do you answer a Vine Mare, opponent? What is your plan? Alright, well, I think I'm going to turn this Mammoth into more Vine Mare. They're out of the lock. No! Dragon's Rage Channeler being able to become a 3/3 that could block Vine Mare would be a very good thing if my Vine Mare didn't have a +1/+1 counter on it. Or, well, I guess a very bad thing, depending on whose perspective you're taking. Ooh, Scavenging Ooze seems fun. Rhonas seems fun. I feel like this Great Henge card might be kind of decent when we actually have lands. There are no modal double-faced cards that are creatures plus untapped lands, right? Only tap lands? I'm pretty sure that's the case. Turn Timber? Yeah, but not fetchable, unfortunately. Not with Huntmaster. Kolaghan's Command? Oh no! I mean, I'm assuming I probably still win here regardless. Let's get rid of the cheapest thing our opponent can play with Lurrus. So... I play Rhonas. I hold up activation of Rhonas. I've also got Primal Might. Uh-huh. Okay, so Death Shadow blocks Mammoth. Dragon's Rage Channeler blocks Scavenging Ooze. Yeah, this feels like lethal no matter what. On account of our opponent can't block Vine Mare with the Death Shadow, as near as I can tell. Galani Ambush is a replacement for Primal Might. I don't think that we can replace Primal Might without just, like, the replacement being significantly worse. And besides, what I want the creature land for, I mean, I do want one more land in the main deck, but I think I would just play a Forest, or actually probably a Rootbound Crag if I was going to do that. The creature I want to put in the sideboard, which is probably Florahedron at this point, is mostly just so that I could choose to fetch a land with Grizzled Huntmaster. Yeah, with no cards in hand, opponent, I think you're out of luck here. I mean, to be fair, me animating Lair of the Hydra for 4 was also lethal. And Primal Mighting Death Shadow was also lethal. I had a lot of ways to lethal here. So how's everyone's day going? Mine was pretty nice. Had banana oatmeal for lunch. That was lovely. Personally think Historic is the best format on Arena. Nice. I'm glad you got a format you're enjoying. I don't know if I have, like... My favorite formats tend to be ones where I get to play really slow decks and play slow mirrors. And Historic tends to be the format that doesn't have the slowest game plans because there's too many different fast linear decks. But, I have at many different times in Historic's history found decks that I enjoyed that fit that style. I would say that I've enjoyed it more often than not. Alright, before this next game, let's change this deck list a little. We are going to jump over here, go into the sideboard, kill my dreams, and cut Ominous Traveler, Florahedron, cut a Vine Mare, and a Ceratops for 2 more questing beasts. And hope that's kind of helpful, maybe, against the Angel decks? What are those things called? Sarah's what? It's not like Sarah's Avenger or anything. What's the name of that? But I've seen Room T's Red Splash version. We did get that linked a little earlier, yeah. That's what I originally pulled the inspiration from this for, but I hadn't seen the deck list. I'd only heard it described, so I kind of just guessed. I expect Standard to be pretty good right now, but it appears it's not going to be a relevant format. Yeah. Hard to say how relevant it's going to be, huh? I don't really know. But I'm a little nervous about Standard being a lot of Asika's Chariot mirrors. We'll see how that goes. I would like... Alright, well now I don't know what I want to top deck. I assume... I assume I'm supposed to get Arasta here, which means getting rid of Steel Leaf Champion. I think I'm playing against Phoenix. Oh, right. I was freaking out. But this isn't the part where I go grab cards from my sideboard. Do I still want Steel Leaf Champion in my deck? Probably. Probably don't want to attack with that 1/1 in defense of my Lovestruck Beast's ability to attack. Hullbreaker Horror might have something to say about that. It's real powerful. Yeah, I don't know if I ever thought that Hullbreaker Horror was, like, actually all that strong against the aggressive strategies. And it got nerfed in Standard in a lot of ways in terms of Divide by Zero was a critical part of what let blue decks actually keep tempo early on. There are not a lot of super effective blue or blue adjacent removal spells in Standard right now. Yeah, that's a extremely good start for the opponent. Oh, untap land, you're the best, I love you. We did it. Good work, team. Young Peasy. But opponent, I also have a Young Peasy. Oh, they just had the Unholy Heat in hand. Okay, well, we tried. I guess I got's nut drawed upon. They'd already used one, too. Okay. There's a chance. I can get more Arastas. It's not a good chance, but it's a chance. I don't even actually know if it's like a functional chance. Ooh, the opponent chump blocks, that's helpful. I need my opponent to not find any more Phoenixes. Card on top, huh? Consider. Okay. Still need them to not find more Phoenixes. That wasn't a Phoenix. Ah, Bend and Ox, huh? Life's never easy. Okay, jump block Phoenix, go to 5. Is my game plan against these decks supposed to be like Scavenging Ooze? Alright, third Unholy Heat gone. Great Henge. So not yet, but there is a chance. So... fourth Unholy Heat, sure. Okay, you got it, opponent. Jeez. Alright, what's the game plan against Phoenix, huh? I think it's literally changing nothing. I think I'd rather have one Arasta in the board for Grizzled Huntmaster than in hand. Or rather in deck. I think I'm just supposed to try to rely super heavily on having a Great Henge in play and then, like, protecting a Scavenging Ooze? Do I have, like, any game against Phoenix other than Scavenging Ooze, really? I guess there's Flame Blessed Bolt is supposed to be the idea for what the sideboard can do. I guess there's also just trying to race them, which this hand definitely doesn't do. Okay. This seems like a Magic the Gathering hand. This seems like it hope. This seems like it's got hope. One removal spell used on Llanowar Elf. Done. Does that also mean you have a removal spell for Scavenging Ooze opponent? Unfortunately, the Pillar of Flames exiled the creature from our graveyard. Okay, come on, untap land. Untap land. No, just more Huntmasters, huh? There's a creature in our yard now. And you kept a card on top. That's going to be a removal spell for Scavenging Ooze, isn't it? We untap with Scooze! Oh my goodness. It's a miracle. Alright, Scooze, can you get there while we only draw 3 drops on 2 lands? I really need to go cut something to add another land to this deck, I think. Consider... Pillar of Flame. I am so glad they didn't draw that last turn. Crackling Drake. That's a problem. Can I beat Pyromancer plus Crackling Drake? Probably not. Oh, Primal Might. Oh, you're not helpful at all. Alright, so we kill Pyromancer. And we eat Pyromancer. And we don't attack with Scavenging Ooze because I can't afford to. But I'm not holding up any mana, which gives the opponent an opening to go for Phoenix here. What card should we cut to add an untapped land? Probably a forest. Opt top into opt top is pretty scary. Probably can't do anything about this Crackling Drake. Alright, we have drawn 3 Huntmasters before we've drawn a land. That's concerning. Wish I could discard to hand size right now. Putting these Grizzled Huntmasters in the yard would be oddly helpful. Okay, good game. Well, that means we're gonna find a land to cut. No, the opposite of a land to cut. Something to cut for a land. I think we put Florahedron in the sideboard already. Okay. Am I supposed to keep this on the draw? No, I don't think so. Maybe if Mammoth was an untapped land, that'd be a keep. Okay, well, I'm happier with this, I think. Esper Sentinel. Blue-white human? Oh, no, this is probably like a blue-white artifacts list, isn't it? Wait, don't those usually play Luris? No, they don't. Because they play 3-drop artifacts. Okay, so I can play an untapped land here, and then Lovestruck Beast, which gives me a blocker for Esper Sentinel. Or I could just play Kazandu Mammoth, be guaranteed to curve into Collected Company. Yeah, I think I can probably Lovestruck Beast here. Ornithopter, okay. Reverse Engineer. That's a lot of cards. Successfully mini cards drawn. Okay, Pack Leader's a pretty solid draw, I think, because it lets me collect a company next turn. Maybe I'm still just supposed to Steel Leaf Champion there? I don't know. Nettle Cyst. Big creature. Yeah. Stonecoil for 1 is kind of an interesting choice. Rhonas, huh? Not actually capable of blocking right now, so I don't think it's the play. Two Nettle Cysts. That's pretty good. Could be in trouble here. Is Scavenging Ooze helpful in this spot? It's probably more helpful than Kazandu Mammoth at the very least. I don't think I block Nettle Cyst in this position. And just re-equip. That's not exciting. Well, I guess I'm dead to Ornithopter, aren't I? Next turn. And I can't actually stop that? Huh. So maybe I had to chump block that Nettle Cyst to stop that from being the case? That's pretty discouraging if true. Okay. I feel like I have a pretty tough time against just a pile of Nettle Cysts. I don't actually have any tricks I can do about this. Other than, I guess, being happy that they killed my creatures instead of just taking the damage. Because now I can actually gain 2 life with Scavenging Ooze, which leaves me not dead on board to Nettle Cyst. Although if they play another artifact, I'm dead on board to Nettle Cyst. Okay, wait, they actually missed lethal. The Treasure Vault was lethal because they could just equip both Nettle Cysts to Ornithopter, but now they don't have enough mana to do that. Probably shouldn't have highlighted the Ornithopter for him. I have noticed the Ornithopter line. Okay, so I need to top deck a fight spell for the Ornithopter. I don't think anything else does it. Nope. That ain't gonna do it. Alright. So... Oh wait, did I have creature in hand? Okay, so I could have also hit Grizzled Huntmaster to Outland Liberator the Ornithopter. I had exactly enough mana for that to be an out. Well, I want to bring in 1 Outland Liberator at least. What do I want to cut? Pack Leader, maybe? Scavenging Ooze, probably. I can't see Scavenging Ooze being very good in this matchup. Okay. Nope. We would like lands. Okay, gotta keep this. I'm gonna go real sketch and just keep 2 collected companies and hope. You Mr. Okokappa, you don't look or sound like a villain, very young face and young but smooth sounding voice. And I'll take it. I'm hitting the age where hearing that I sound young is actually very comforting. And if I look at 2, so much the better. Alright, Glass Casket makes these Primal Mights kind of embarrassing. So now drawing lands would be just swell. Perfect. Untapped lands would be delightful. Thank you, deck. I like you too. Can't jam here cause they have 3 mana counter spells that actually cost 1 mana. And they're still holding them up. I'm dead. Yeah, I gotta just force through Collect Company. Red is, as far as I can tell, pretty much entirely for the Iliad decks. That was the counterspell we expected. Now we hope the second Collected Company hits well. It hits pretty well. How many sorcery speed things you got for the Outland Liberator, opponent? The answer is yes. Oh, Nettle Cyst is annoying. How am I supposed to do this? If I Primal Might for 3 on the Nettle Cyst... I mean, I guess I have to. I don't really have an acceptable alternative play this turn. That probably gets counterspelled. Looks like it. Do I want to trade? No. If they try to race it all here, I could Primal Might the Ornithopter and then play the second Steel Leaf Champion. Sentinel. Yeah, pumps the Cyst. How do I beat Nettle Cyst? That just seems like wicked difficult. At least if they move... Okay, this might be more manageable. So unfortunately, they get to draw a card off of this, so I'm hoping they don't have the third counter spell. Hopefully that's just priority for Treasure Vault. Okay, that's a good sign. I'm not sure what Fry is supposed to hit. Aren't the Angels 7/7s? Grafdigger's Cage. Okay, well luckily I only have 1 copy of Collected Company in my deck. Okay, so I'm dead to Treasure Vault, I think. 1, 2, 7. I'm dead to untap land. Currently, Treasure Vault activation nets +1 artifact. So any 1 mana artifact or an untapped land gives them lethal. I think that means I'm just supposed to Primal Might for 4. I'm really lucky that the opponent equipped that Nettle Cyst off of the token. I don't think I could have won otherwise with the limited amount of removal that I had. I still might not be able to win this if they just play a creature and equip Nettle Cyst to it. Like literally any creature. Yeah. Alright, well, you know what? Creature that doesn't fly... What does playing out this Llanowar Elf do? Gives me a creature on board. Drawing another Primal Might, the Llanowar Elf doesn't really affect, because I'm going to have enough. Gives me a chump blocker. My opponent currently has lethal when they attack with the Esper Sentinel. So if they attack with the Esper Sentinel, I have to chump block. And then if they have a second creature, okay. I think that makes it worth playing Llanowar Elf. That way I can use the Llanowar Elf to chump the Esper Sentinel. The advantage of holding the Esper Sentinel is that if I draw one of my pack leaders, we get to tutor an Outland Liberator with it and have enough mana to activate the Outland Liberator immediately. Okay, Portable Hole, not helpful. So... oh, we win! Yay! We were basically dead to a blocker. No change? I could cut Scavenging Ooze to play Tangled Florahedron. My Grizzled Huntmasters basically 100% of the time are going to go for Outland Liberators here anyway. And I'm not convinced Scavenging Ooze is actually useful here. I'm on board for that, I think. Yeah, I'll give it a shot. Okay. I'm pretty sure the opponent has like infinity removal for 1 and 2 drops, but 1 2-drop into Collected Company isn't something that I think I get to throw away. Blackstaff. Opponent taking this infinity cards thing and continuing that trend with even more infinity cards. Yeah, that's a portable hole. Alright. Wait, should I not have played the... I was playing the Outland Liberator so that I could make it day, but maybe waiting to play it until I had more mana and could hold up its activation in response to a removal spell was more correct? Possibly? I wonder. Nettle Cyst. Yup. He's big. Gonna get bigger. Alright, we're definitely sorcery speeding this company. More companies is cool. Steel Leaf Florahedron. What did we cut? Scavenging Ooze? Alright, technically Scavenging Ooze would have been better in this spot. Glass Casket for Steel Leaf. So much removal. But I down to 1 card in hand. Grizzled Huntmaster, huh? Opponent not choosing to activate Blackstaff pretty strongly suggests to me that they have the counterspell here. How do I best want to play around that? I think by not playing Collected Company this turn if I don't have to, and I don't think that I have to. I think we just play Lovestruck Beast, see if they counter that. They don't. Alright, then we play the tap land. And I'm not attacking into a Nettle Cyst. Blackstaff is sorcery speed only, right? Yeah, okay. Reverse Engineer. Oh, that's awful. Esper Sentinel, sure. Thought Monitor. Yeah, that's also terrible for me. Well, okay. My opponent drawing 5 cards wasn't what I wanted to have happen. Especially because that means they've got a counterspell open here. Well, I can Primal Might the Thought Monitor. Seems bad. I could attack with Lovestruck Beast and Pack Leader, and then post-combat Primal Might the one creature. That seems like a very bad 3-for-1. I cannot resolve Collected Company currently. I don't really think I can win. How am I supposed to do this? I can Primal Might for 3 on the token, but that just gets countered. I'm 1 mana short of paying for the counter. If I pass and Collected Company... Ugh. So the counter spell they have has Improvise, which means they can tap artifacts to pay for the generic portion of the mana cost. So essentially, as long as they have untapped artifacts, of which they have Portable Hole, Glass Casket, Blackstaff, Nettle Assist, they only need 1 blue mana. Alright, well I gotta cast Collected Company in response to this before my Collected Company gets countered. But at least the good news is I get a 2-for-1 out of it. Yeah, there's the counter spell. Radical. Yeah, I gotta chump block a Nettle Assist attack. Okay. Well... drawing a creature, letting us get an Outland Liberator... That's actually pretty good. There is a chance here. The big question is, do I immediately blow up Nettle Assist? Or do I wait to see if possibly my opponent doesn't have a play? It's not likely they don't have a play. But I think that the upsides of them not having a play and me getting to attack with Frenzied Trap Breaker and break the Portable Hole to get back the other trap is too big to pass up. Can we make a bunch of chump blockers with Arasta? No, they don't actually play that many instants and sorceries. And Arasta... Jeez. Okay, opponent did not run out of resources, which is what we would have preferred. Oh, still not running out of resources. So odds are I'm going to have to Outland Liberator the Nettle Assist then. Or the opponent could find another Nettle Assist. Yeah. I'm really not going to let it turn to night. Night is what I need. No turning it to night, huh, opponent? Okay, well, given that, I have to try to turn it to night. So my opponent can't double equip a Thought Monitor here, which will force me to sack a Trap Breaker to kill, I guess, the Thought Monitor? That could be worse for me. Because at least now the germ tokens are gone. I figure they must have an answer to this, otherwise they... No, they didn't. Okay. So are their plans now to just use those Nettle Assist on Sentinels? Would it be smart to blow up your Trap Breaker to get another Trap Breaker? The hope was that at some point I could attack with the Trap Breaker to get back the other Trap Breaker, but I think that the possibility that I could set up that particular exchange in the future means that it is not correct to do it now, because I do still have more Trap Breakers in the board that I can go tutor. And if I successfully draw more Huntmasters to get more artifact destruction, then like having one more Trap Breaker in the yard at the end of that instead of in play, I don't think is worth shrinking their affinity by 1, because their creatures already essentially have infinity power anyway. I'm still on plan nothing here. I'd like to draw a Great Henge, actually. It occurs to me that would probably be strong against them. My opponent's giving me an absurd amount of time. More Nettle Cysts, why not? Sure, I'll take this damage. I'm dead to a flyer currently anyway. More lands, not helpful. Okay, so the opponent gets to attack with 3 lethal threats that have to be chump blocked next turn. I can't actually beat that. No, I think I'm on drawing Grizzled Huntmaster there, or bust. There was a turn there where I had an opening and could potentially have won that game 3, but my opponent doing Reverse Engineer into Thought Monitor completely eliminated any possibility of them ever letting it switch back to night, unfortunately. Can we still win? As of this turn, we could. As of them hitting that Nettle Cyst, I don't think we could. We wanted to draw Grizzled Huntmaster, but the Nettle Cyst meant that I think it had to be Grizzled Huntmaster that... that's not true. Great Henge also possibly was an out. If we drew Great Henge into rattling off a bunch of chump blockers, we could potentially find Grizzled Huntmaster in time to start picking away some of their Nettle Cysts, but it's not a good plan. I think green and standard is 100% 4 layers. No. Because I'm pretty suspicious of the idea that green and standard is mono-green, and I'm far more suspicious that it's green-red, and unless there's a very strong pull towards playing double green spells on 2, which there is some pull, I do think Den of the Bugbear is a stronger creature land. The question is what the curve of 1 and 2 drops looks like. Do I tend to play control in Historic? More often than not, I would say I tend to play control. Don't think I can keep this. I guess I can keep this. I guess I'm probably supposed to get rid of Lovestruck Beast here. What's the red for in this deck? Entirely for... what's the name? Frenzied Ferocidon? Rampaging Ferocidon. Rampaging Ferocidon is how this deck tries to handle the Scurry Oak life gain decks. So mono green does still get Blizzard Brawl, which is, I suppose, good. And if mono green with Blizzard Brawl has its place in the meta, then I do think that it would play 4 layers. I will be interested to see whether... I'm never going to fetch a red card here. I will be interested to see whether the mono-green deck ends up better than the green-red decks. Do I not want Lovestruck Beasts? I don't know. But I'm pretty sure I want an Arasta here. Yeah, Troll is good too. Mono green might end up being a way to try to beat some of the decks that go splashier for Goldspan Dragon stuffs, but there will be an interesting question of, without Divide by Zero, if there will be... what will be the strategies that can actually combat Chariot and Wrenn? Because my impression was the only reason Chariot and Wrenn... Oh, cool. Alright. My impression was the only reason Chariot and Wrenn weren't the best things to be doing was because we had... what's the name of that card? Huh. Okay, that's interesting. Why can't I remember the name of the card? Because we had Alrund's Epiphany decks giving a viable alternative to Chariot Wrenn decks. Without that to push that out of the meta, I'm not sure what keeps those down. It's been suggested that Days of Dragons will be a top deck. If that's the case, Mono Green might still be okay. Yeah, I mean... Dragons played Divide by Zero, right? That was like an important piece of its interactive elements. I'm going to attack with these two first, because depending on how the opponent blocks with Arclight Phoenix here, yeah, if they make this attack, I just win the game. Or if they make this block, I think I just win the game. I don't bother playing the Arastas, I just play the Scavenging Oozes and exile my opponent's creatures. That seems very good and like I win. Various green Chariot decks basically did run standard prior to the Alrund's Epiphany Galvanic Iteration lists getting figured out. And I guess maybe the Faceless Haven nerf kind of technically hits them, but not really. But maybe there's a world in which we figure out some kind of mid-range list. Oh, did I pass through blockers? I'm gonna be real sad if I did. Oh, unholy. Okay. That was bad by me. I could have played around that. I just needed to not activate Scavenging Ooze. Yep. Incorrect. Incorrect play on my part. But that's a good learning moment. Yeah, there is an argument that there are mid-range decks that could prey on mono green. That could end up being the case. We'll see. I want to believe that's the case, but I also don't know when any standard tournaments are going to happen, so I guess we'll see. It'll be interesting to see if we get a metagame at all. Meanwhile, my opponent has used 2 of their Unholy Heats and doesn't have Delirium and is just absolutely desperately struggling to do something against this Arasta. I enjoy it. Card kept on top twice. That's gotta feel bad. Alright, Grizzled Huntmaster for more Arastas. Love to see it. I am actually willing to trade this Llanowar Elf for a Dragon's Rage Channeler if my opponent wants to. Admittedly, that does turn on Delirium, but yeah. Grizzled Huntmaster turns into another Arasta anyway. Think if Standard tries to bring back these at Dragon's List, they're going to have to main Prismari Command? Maybe? You could do that. It's going to be tough to try to figure out how to play more 2 and 3 mana removal in Izzet decks. But I guess we're going to have a new set, so there's theoretically a lot of new cards that could go into those spots. But a big reason that Divide by Zero was so powerful is that it filled a role that just didn't exist otherwise. Well, our opponent's going to cast a lot of spells, and they're going to really hope that they can turn on Delirium. The Faithless Looting probably is going to be capable of doing that. They seem to think that it's guaranteed that it will. Alright, more spoilers. Mini spoilers. So many spoilers. Spoiler season for the new set starts tomorrow, I believe. Aside from the spoilers that already happened. There goes a creature. And the leaks that have already happened, I suppose. Cool, more phoenixes. That's 3? Huh. Wait, why didn't that... Did they Oh, they post-combated it so they would have more blockers. I see. Interesting. Well, I could try to Grizzled Huntmaster for an Arasta, but given that we drew the 3rd land, I think I'm probably just supposed to Rhonas and try to kill my opponent. I don't believe this is lethal. Yeah, I can do 5 damage here. I think I'd rather kill a Dragon's Rage Channeler than deal an extra 2. Maybe that's incorrect. I don't know. Crackling Drake. Oh, that's not scary. Or at least it doesn't seem super scary. Oh, hey, cool, we won. Radical. I like the look of the Temur ramp deck. Was it worth playing? It did do better than I was expecting. I don't know that it's like... It's certainly not tuned. But it did actually win some games. And I think that... what's the name? Settle the Wilds? That card actually has a lot of really cool play as a tutor for Ugin and Hullbreaker Horror in terms of like the play pattern that the decision-making element to it, and when you decide not to cast it, is really interesting. I think that's a cool design for a card. So, in the sense of it being very fun, yes, extremely worth playing. In the sense of it being good, jury's out. Okay, I think we definitely bring in more Scavenging Ooze, and I try to play this correctly this time. What are we supposed to cut here? Is Primal Might actually pretty bad against them? Should I, like, be cutting Primal Might? I don't actually have any replacements for it. I guess Shifting Ceratops is usually kind of decent against them. I've done that in the past because it actually blocks Crackling Drake. It does force more... Yeah, alright. Let's board in Shifting Ceratopses. Why not? Cut all the Primal Mights. I'm sure that's only mostly a sin. Think that having the option to not pull a land helps seeking. What do you mean? Is there a way for Settle the Wilds to not pull a land? I think we keep this hand. I guess, like, if you thin your deck of all the basics. Well, alright. This hand is kind of shaping up, I think. Lovestruck Beast is awkward, though. Assuming they kill Llanowar Elf. They don't kill Llanowar Elf. Oh, well, I guess I can just Heart's Desire and Pack Leader. That's probably a good curve. I was uncertain on whether I was supposed to just jam the Lovestruck Beast or not. Aether Gust. Oh, okay. Do I want Pack Leader on top? I don't think so. Well, this went better for me than if I had just jammed the Lovestruck Beast as a creature, I suppose. Would I rather Company or Ceratops? Tricky, 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 tricky. I mean, Ceratops is definitely a better 5-drop than Company is. Yeah, I'm probably supposed to Company. Here we get to hit Grizzled Huntmaster. And a Lovestruck Beast? I guess I have 2 1/1s, don't I? So Lovestruck Beast is actually pretty decent. We'll get to get rid of this Mammoth. Is Snakeskin Veil necessary in Historic? I think... Oh, cool. I guess we win. Radical. I think the amount of 1 mana removal that you play against makes Snakeskin Veil probably not tempo positive enough to be worth playing. It's just not super exciting to counter an Unholy Heat, I think. Maybe that's not true, but yeah. It's a lot more fun when you're blanking 3 mana removal spells. I really wish I had someone to tell me if these kind of hands are awful. Everything in my... Everything says I'm supposed to keep this, but I don't think I'm supposed to keep this. How about the same hand, but worse? I refuse to go to... I should keep Huntmaster. I refuse to go to less than 6. That seems wrong. Your threats are also cheaper in Historic. Maybe for some decks, but decidedly untrue for this deck. Wow, I'm really glad I kept Huntmaster. We're going to have some fun here, because I think my opponent's on a Scurryoak. Okay, that's not a Scurryoak combo deck. That's a Enchantments deck. Huh. Okay. Well, decision time. Do we Huntmaster and go get 2 of the destroy target enchantment creatures? Or do I just try to aggro my opponent out by playing Steel Leaf Champion at this point? My opponent has a Sithis, so it's actually really likely that they're going to be able to double spell and stop it from ever being night. So the trap breakers aren't, like, stellar. But if I play Steel Leaf Champion, then I don't have guaranteed fuel for Huntmaster. I think this plan's, like, really bad, but I'm going to experiment. Don't want to get them out of the deck. I could also get Questing Beast. Technically stops the 9 lives combo? Henges doesn't work. This deck is pretty built around the idea of playing as many 3-drops as possible that enable Henge on 4. Boop. Boop. And more realistically, like, Llanowar Elf on 1, 3-drop on 2, Henge on 3. I would certainly categorize it as very happy to have Henge. Probably a pretty defining part of the deck, essentially. So my opponent has infinity card draw. and infinity mana, which means it's never going to be night. So the possibility of clearing out all these enchantments is kind of negligible. That raises a good question in that, is there a better mass artifact or mass enchantment destruction creature that can destroy, like, all enchantments or artifacts in play that we could fetch up in Huntmaster? Does something like that exist at all? I could flip it tonight. No, they've got Sanctum Weaver. That's no good. Okay. Plan is blow up Enchantress's Presence, blow up Sithis, play Steel Leaf. Is just 20 untapped lands enough? Not too risky relying so much on Llanowar? I mean, is it enough? I don't know. Can we afford to play more? I don't think so. Jeez, just so much card draw. How am I supposed to beat this? Not with this hand. Steelbane Hydra? Yeah, maybe that's our out. Maybe that's supposed to be a one of in the board? Alright, Scavenging Ooze is gone, Outland Liberator in, Questing Beast in, Tangled Florahedron in? Ugh. Is Enchantress's Presence a good card in the opponent's deck? Yes. They have a lot of use for enchantments. Quick Word Association, Magic Legends. It's the old game that got discontinued, right? I say old, like it's a year old. But yeah, the opponent's deck has a bunch of stuff that triggers whenever they play an enchantment. And so more effects that are enchantments and also do that are delightful. How old is your picture next to your Twitch name? I was like a year and a half or so after I started playing Magic, so I think it's like 6 years old or something? Something like that. Ugh. These Primal Mights are not currently looking helpful. Hopefully my opponent plays a creature that I can Primal Might next turn. Do I have to target a creature? No, I can just use it as a pump spell. That's good. Please play a creature, opponent. Please, don't kill my pack leader, no. What does that do? Can't attack. Cool. Radical. Wait, what? I'm allowed to activate this and destroy it? Oh. Okay. Cool. I would like to do that, I guess? I mean, I guess I don't actually want to do that yet. I can just play the Rhonas and do that next turn. Definitely want to stop my opponent from having mana. Nope. Okay. Creature's gone. Glad I didn't spend mana destroying that thing. Oh, concerning. Oh, cool. Rhonas also gone. I guess the good news is that the opponent doesn't have card draw currently. Okay, drew a creature. Radical. Provided that this creature lives, I would be excited to have a Great Henge draw. I don't believe I'm concerned about Destiny Spinner at the moment. Oh, okay. Well, guess I'm drawing a card then. I'm going to hold a land for the Kazandu Mammoth. Because, I don't know, might as well. Yeah, this is why they need as many copies as they can possibly get of the effect that lets them draw whenever they cast enchantments. Their deck kind of doesn't function if they don't have one of those in play. So Destiny Spinner makes a 3/3, meaning I can't attack with Mammoth into Destiny Spinner. I can choose whether to play the land and attack with Kazandu Mammoth, or hold the land and play Kazandu Mammoth. I think I play the Kazandu Mammoth and I don't play the land or the Primal Might. My logic is, I think it's really important that I hold the Primal Might in case they top deck a creature that draws cards when they cast an enchantment. Sanctum Weaver, do I care? Do I care? I don't think so. Doesn't draw cards, so it doesn't really do anything. Does Destiny Spinner untap a land? No. So they don't have enough mana to animate anything, which means they're only capable of chump blocking this turn. Do I play the Steel Leaf Champion and be weaker against a top deck Wrath of God? If they top deck a land, they pass, have Destiny Spinner activation up for making a 4/4. I could Primal Might the Destiny Spinner. They make a 4/4. I could attack with 2 3/3s. Trade with Sanctum Weaver. I guess I could have Primal Mighted this turn. That might have actually been best. It would have gone to 1 and the Destiny Spinner would have been gone. If I Primal Might the Destiny Spinner now, then on their turn, if they top deck card advantage, it doesn't matter. If they top deck Chump Blocker, yeah, I guess I'm probably supposed to Primal Might here. I don't think I play the Steel Leaf Champion because the worst thing that can happen to me is them top decking the Wrath of God right now. And I think we play around that. Why didn't I attack for 3? The turn that I attacked for 3, I thought they had enough mana up. Couldn't they activate their Destiny Spinner to make a 3/3? Because of the Circle, the Banishing Light, and the Destiny Spinner? Unless I misunderstood that situation, I didn't want to trade my Kazandu Mammoth with a land. Okay, that was the case. I'm always certainly willing to believe that I just misunderstood things. It wasn't until about halfway through that previous turn that I realized that, oh, they can't use 4 mana to activate Destiny Spinner here and double block a Mammoth with the land and the Destiny Spinner. Because if you use 4 mana to activate Destiny Spinner, you don't have an untapped land. So you're only turning a tap land into a creature. Easy to miss stuff. All the time. All the time. Why not Questing Beast? I believe I sided in one Questing Beast and not the other. And my rationale for that was, okay, this is a plan. We're going to need to draw some lands quite badly, but it's got a plan. My rationale for not siding in the other Questing Beast was that I think it's a card that I'm going to want to get off of Huntmaster sometimes. Oh, alright, we got a game plan. Please don't kill my anything, opponent. Enchantress's presence is scary, but it isn't a direct answer to Great Henge. It's just like playing Standard again. Except this time with Llanowar Elves. So Wrath of God isn't horrifying. We actually sort of have ways to recover from that. It is going to be very difficult to make these Lovestruck Beasts attack. We basically have to hit another Lovestruck Beast, of which there's only a single one in our deck. So that's not stellar. Oh no, we cut the Ominous Traveler, and this is like the best possible situation for an Ominous Traveler. No. No. How do I make Lovestruck Beast capable of attacking here? How do we do that? What can I get with Grizzled Huntmaster right now? I could get a Questing Beast. I could get Outland Liberator and liberate their Enchantress's presence, I guess. That's probably what I'm supposed to do. Should have stacked these triggers in the other order in case I drew 2 Llanowar Elves. That would have been desirable. I guess it's probably better to remove the champion than the presence. Oh no, what if they Wrath of God? Yeah, okay, that's a reason to go for the presence. With Henge on board, I think you actually want Elves still in the deck. Maybe, but I have to be concerned about them answering the Henge. Your other enchantments have Shroud. No! Well, at least a Tessin Champion isn't an enchantment, I guess. But that's a problem. Yeah. Sithis, are you an enchantment? Yeah, you are. Busted. Absolutely busted. Okay, Collected Company, whiffs. That's becoming disturbingly familiar, unfortunately. No, wait, hold on. I guess I can do this for 2, and then go Huntmaster into Sedescent Champion, and then attack with Huntmaster, because I'm okay with trading with either one of these, I think. I think I'm probably losing this game, which is a bad sign. I mean, I do still have Grizzled Huntmasters, yuck, which can still hit more enchantment destruction, I guess, but I really needed that Collected Company to whiff less. Circle of Confinement, yeah. No, I'm probably dead. There's a possibility they crack the Sterling Grove and go get like an Oblivion Ring for the Great Henge. Jeez. What do you even equal to the number of spirits you control? I see. No, we probably super duper super dead. Creatures you control have flying and vigilance? Radical. Okay. Questing Beast, I guess. Why are they running Circle over Baffling End, or do they have both? Is Circle... I guess I'm not certain whether Circle is better or worse than Baffling End. It's probably worse. Fighting a Spirit turns off their blockers. That's true. That's true. That's probably worth doing. Do I have to just play this Grizzled Huntmaster and hope that it draws a creature? Actually, I gotta turn off auto order triggers abilities. Okay. I don't think, even if this hits a creature, I think that's probably still not good enough regardless. So I think I don't hit the Huntmaster. I think it needs to hit like 2 creatures. The very sad thing is there is a chance having Ominous Traveler would have been good enough here. Okay, my opponent's only drawing 2 cards per card they cast, and they only have 20 mana, and they're only making 2 creatures for each card they cast. So the probability of the opponent going infinite here is only like nearly 100%. So there's a chance. I mean, to be fair, I think that the Ominous Traveler would still lose here. What we need is a tutorable way to wipe, like, multiple enchantments at once. And unfortunately, because our opponents tend to be playing spells when they're playing aggressive artifact enchantment combo decks, we have yet to really turn it into Night with Outland Liberator, which is the important part. What would Traveler do? Just draw a bunch of cards with Great Henge. Wouldn't answer the position, really, but it would have given me a lot of card advantage. Because the idea is you play the 2-mana creature, draw a card with Great Henge, draft a card to hand that actually goes to hand and isn't a token. So you play that card, trigger Great Henge, return Ominous Traveler, and you can just play Ominous Traveler a bunch of times, which is kind of cool. Oh, that flies, huh? I think our opponent went off while I wasn't looking. Yeah, we did take a little bit of damage. We're running into a lot of matchups that I feel like are kind of inherently very unfavored. What are we supposed to do about that? Guess we have to just hope not to play that matchup. But I do feel like that's actually a pretty good deck in the context of Historic and likely to see play. Okay, so we're playing against Jund. Yeah, I got a mulligan this hand. The Rootbound Crag is tapped. It's like super mulligan. Okay. Scavenging Ooze on 2 against Jund? Maybe that's like not garbage? Is that enchantment deck a relevant part of the meta we should worry about? Yes. I know it won some tournaments recently. I would qualify it as probably one of the more tier decks to be concerned about. Probably not worth leaving Scavenging Ooze up here if it means not getting an point of damage. This is not a Jund deck. Oh, 5-color Niv, I guess? Yeah, exactly what this is. Which means I can't actually win this currently, because my hand doesn't do anything. My opponent kind of just played a 4/4 for 2, and that stops my whole deck. Just gonna sit here for a while. Mono green has easy ways to remove artifacts, but not a lot of artifacts and enchantments all at once. Gemrazor still only removes one permanent, which really isn't helpful. Well, at least we get to run the Mammoth into the Kavu, and they probably don't block. Alright, well, we have lands to continue the Mammoth attacks. Lovely. That's true, we could get a bunch of Gemrazors all at the same time. Well, we've lost the game. Alright. Well, I can draw Collected Company into Great Henge, I suppose. Okay, back leader. Not Collected Company, which means we probably have already lost. But okay. Made you splash red just for Ferocidon. The green-white life gain matchup was kind of unwinnable without it, was the impression I was given. Okay, well, that wasn't really functional, was it? Not interested in Scavenging Ooze. I am interested in a Florahedron. I am interested in Shifting Ceratops. Vine Mare is cute because it can't get blocked by Niv, but kind of sucks that it dies to Deafening Clarion. Oh, Vanishing Verse also hits Shifting Ceratops. That sucks. Vine Mare, how come you can't have 4 toughness? That'd be great. How come everything dies to Vanishing Verse and everything dies to Territorial Kavu? How come this matchup feels so bad? Alright, ship it. Okay, well, this has a Rhonas-based game plan, and we're gonna just have to hope that's good enough. Not really gonna do anything on turn 2, unless we are lucky enough to play a untap land. But if we do get to curve Steel Leaf into Rhonas, there's a hope. We don't. Okay. Well, I need them to not be able to kill my Llanowar Elf, which... I mean, there's a chance they choose not to. Okay, they chose not to. Unfortunately, I can't Grizzled Huntmaster for a Florahedron here. I think I play Steel Leaf here on the off chance my opponent decides to board wipe away my Llanowar Elf after realizing that I am missing a land drop. The Steel Leaf can attack, whereas if I played the Rhonas, there's a possibility the Rhonas can't attack. Okay, Vanishing versus the Steel Leaf. Very well. We hit an untap land. Okay. Which means I could either play Lovestruck Beast or just Grizzled Huntmaster. And I think I'm supposed to Grizzled Huntmaster, getting rid of the 2 Grizzled Huntmasters in my hand. And I think I probably want to get 4 drops. I didn't want to thin Huntmaster from the deck, I don't think. Is my best 4-drop probably Ceratops? Probably Ceratops. And once again, we're kind of on plan. Hope opponent doesn't remove Llanowar Elf. And I wouldn't mind drawing an untapped land at this point either. Yeah, Deafening Clarion hurts a lot. In the sense of, like, everything. Alright, untap land? No, a 4-drop. Okay. Well, maybe that's on me. Maybe Ceratops wasn't what I was supposed to grab there. Okay, Hero's not Niv Mizzet. That's something. Kind of have to downtick on Rhonas here unless you have a Vanishing Verse, I think. Okay, I would love to draw an untapped land. Thank you, deck. Low odds, they have a counterspell. High odds, they have board wipes. I'm going to hold the Collected Company. We know the Collected Company is at least guaranteed to hit Rhonas, so that's cool. Yeah, alright, well, the thing we needed them to not hit was a Vanishing Verse for the Rhonas. So unfortunately, they have hit a Vanishing Verse for the Rhonas. Would like them to accidentally not untap Vanishing Verse. Opponent's thinking about it. Maybe they miss it. They don't miss it. Vanishing Verse online. Alright, so we Rhonas. I could get Lovestruck Beast, but there's no way for it to attack, and attacking into a 6/6 isn't a very impactful move anyway. So we're actually going to grab the Llanowar Elf. The Llanowar Elf does give us Shifting Ceratops with haste, so that's kind of cool. Opponent Vanishing versus the Rhonas. Discard some stuff to hand size. Unfortunately, the Territorial Kavu and the Yasharn both counter Shifting Ceratopses, so like I'm still in a huge amount of trouble here, regardless. But you know, there's like theoretically a plan here. More cards. Not great. Oh, they discarded a Yasharn. Sweet. Alright, that's one fewer answer to Shifting Ceratops, at least. Territorial Kavu still one. Lightning Helix plus another Lightning Helix is another. Any Vanishing Verses they have in hand is another. Deafening Clarion plus Lightning Helix is another. So they're going to 12. A Shifting Ceratops to... Oh, that had lifelink. Cool. So they're going to 18. I suppose I should be happy that they wasted that Lightning Helix instead of playing the Territorial Kavu, because now they don't have a Lightning Helix to go face. Which would be lethal next turn. Yeah, we definitely ignore Teferi. We absolutely 1,000,000,000% don't have the time to deal with Teferi. They also have Vanishing Verse. Okay. We are playing against a disturbing number of matchups that seem like inherently wildly unfavored. That's room T. Not my original idea to add the red to this list at all. It's not Gruul. We're not running a single red card. We're mono green. We're just mono green splashing red. No 1-drop into 3-drop equals mulligan. And maybe that's what you're supposed to do. Maybe you just have to mulligan for Llanowar Elf because the deck isn't built to function otherwise. Would you add 1/4 Geese to hit more viable hands? No. And the reason for that is this deck needs to curve 1-drop into 3-drop into 4-drop, and Goose can't do that. Like, even a hand that has Llanowar Elves and a Lovestruck Beast, I'm still not actually sure it's good enough because we don't have any kind of follow-up yet. But I guess we got stuff to do. It's something. Goose into Regisar into Henge? That's true. We could do turn 1 Goose, turn 2 Regisar, turn 3 Henge. Maybe that's the secret. Hallowed Fountain. I'm real nervous about trying to just jam Lovestruck Beasts. I think I'm a coward. He's just gonna jam Mammoth. How often does my Llanowar Elf die and I don't get to attack with Lovestruck Beast? So this is the Bant Blink deck? 1 day before rotation? Or not Bant, Esper Blink. Oh, I was probably supposed to play the Mammoth before attacking, because Kazandu Mammoth does more damage, so, like, that's kind of awful. And now Valky steals my Mammoth? Okay, I feel like I may have potentially slightly not done this particularly well. But we can Primal Might Valky here. Never mind. Not going to be able to Primal Might a Valky here. I'm not sure I completely understand a Dusk Legion Zealot attack in that spot, but okay. Okay, so opponent's on a Release to the Wind list if they're running Valky and Esper. What does mass board wipes mean? Yeah, I'm willing to believe that food actually probably isn't a terrible matchup. It's the stuff that just has like super effective engines that I'm not certain on. Hey, I'm Rosie. Thanks for the raid. You join us trying to make mono green Gruul work. How'd your stream go? And in the meantime, trade-off screams board wipe, but why would they be playing Valky board wipe? Alright, I think we're just playing Scavenging Ooze pass. This might be an Inquisitor Captain. I would expect this is an Inquisitor Captain deck. Usually the Bant Blink decks are Inquisitor Captain decks. Not Bant, Esper. Esper's the name. I'm not sure why my brain is on Bant. Okay, so we get to eat the Valky. We get to play Llanowar Elf. We get to make the land drop. We're attacking with 3 5/5s. Short of interaction from the opponent. I think that's lethal? Off Variex's Esper list. Okay. Take Dusk Legion's Zealot. Take my Llanowar Elf. Lethal? Okay. So, do we know enough about the opponent to make any sideboarding decisions at all? Not really. I mean, I guess I could play Questing Beast? I don't see a reason to side out low-cost creatures. I feel like my best plan here is to just be a deck that plays creatures and attacks. Probably. Well, I'm probably not allowed to keep 2 lands plus 3 drops and collected companies, unfortunately. I have to keep this hand, but how do I keep this hand? Do we just throw away a Mammoth? Does it just have to be throwing away a Mammoth? I think it's got to be throwing away a Mammoth. I feel really bad about throwing away a land. Okay, we drew a land. No problems here whatsoever. We're just going to turn 4 Henge. The opponent's going to have no Thoughtseizes, no removal, no artifact destruction. It'll be great. Okay, Charming Prince is totally irrelevant. Super happy to see that. I feel like as long as we resolve the Henge, meaning it doesn't get Thoughtseized, and as long as the opponent doesn't remove it, this is shaping up well. Usually it's a good sign when your opponent spends a bunch of time thinking. Opponent is on Glasspool Mimic. That's probably not terribly surprising. They have something available here. They don't have any lands giving them priority. So what? What would you have in this spot, opponent? It's not Release to the Wind. There's not enough mana for that. Brazen Borrower? Petty Theft? Maybe? Aethergust? Aethergust, possibly. Ephemerate? That would actually make sense in their deck, wouldn't it? Fateful Absence. Okay. Not where I thought this was going, but okay. I think that means I'm just leaving up Collected Company onto their turn. Why didn't we play the Henge? So I could have played it pre-combat, and I wasn't sure if my opponent had an Aether Gust or something. I was waiting to see what happened pre-combat to decide to play the Henge. Yeah, a counter was one of the things that was possible there that I kind of wanted more information around. And I knew that worst case scenario, if they answered the Mammoth, I would still have Collected Company. So, like, worst case scenario isn't too bad there. So I'm going to have to Collected Company here. Okay. Collected Company is really bad at hitting, because I think that's the first Collected Company that's hit more than 4 CMC for me? Possibly? But I'm not going to complain. If it hits exactly 2 creatures, at least Steel Leaf Champion is good to hit. Great Henge being able to crack this clue token is kind of a cute little effective coincidence. Meanwhile, the opponent's Skyclave Apparition's a Steel Leaf Champion. Alright, I think I can live with that. My life total seems relatively healthy at the moment. More Steel Leaf Champion. Okay. I see how it is, deck. I am willing to rub it in. Admittedly, this does feel like a pretty decent curve. I'm going to hold off on the Lovestruck Beast, because I'm not actually sure... Nah, I lied. I feel like a board wipe is their only out, but this still beats a board wipe anyway. It's too bad Steel Leaf Champion doesn't have haste. Frankly, I think that's the most embarrassing part of it. What do you hit, opponent? Because you have to be able to deal with 3 Steel Leaf Champions. So it kind of has to be a way to blink. Nope, Spellbinder leaves you dead on board, so that's not good enough. Ooh, alright. Good talk, opponent. Good talk. So if the opponent's not playing good deck, we have a chance. Yeah, that's kind of accurate. We have a much better chance if the opponent's playing a bad deck. And not even true, but like linear big combo engines that we have a tough time interacting with that also get to play very cheap removal. Which seems to be a lot of them, concerningly. Well, I don't think that we get to keep this hand. Alright, we got a plan. It's a linear plan, but we got one. Is it weird for me to raise a complaint that I'm not sure I like the way this green deck feels like a combo deck instead of an aggro deck? I feel like that's an unreasonable complaint to make, but somehow I do kind of feel that way. Okay, so my opponent's on Rogues. I missed the part where they were playing Dismal Backwater, but they are definitely playing Dismal Backwater. But we are kind of curving out. They are also not playing Lurrus, which is interesting. I don't know what to make of that. Drown in the Loch for Steel Leaf Champion, probably. Target opponent discards 2 cards, mills 2 cards, and loses 2 life. Okay. Guess I'll keep this Rhonas then? I have been milled. Rhonas, draw a card. Oh no, it's a land. Combat, swing with everybody, draw a card. Okay, Steel Leaf's better than a land. Opponent blocks Llanowar Elf with Ruin Crab. I could play the Steel Leaf, but I think it's probably more important that I kill the crab. I think. I'm not sure how my opponent avoids dying here. And I don't think that it's Thief of Sanity. Okay. Well, I'm going to attack with all my stuff, because I think that kills the opponent. Opponent blocks a Llanowar Elf. I'm inclined to let this resolve, I guess. Yeah. I mean, I guess I'm at 95%. That's true. That's true, Arena. You're not wrong. I mean, I guess shouldn't cut Scavenging Ooze, because milling my own, or exiling my own graveyard, like, technically has value? Maybe? I don't know. We'll keep? So are we still on plan just mulligan to Llanowar Elf? Is that still... Is this a Vine Mare match? I don't know... Like, what are we supposed to cut for Vine Mare? Because yes, Vine Mare doesn't die, but are we cutting, like, Scavenging Ooze or Pack Leader for Vine Mare? I don't think that's right. I feel like I'm racing mill, and so boarding into a 4-drop isn't stellar. Certainly we didn't see the opponent actually play any removal. Yeah. Here we are. Hopefully... Okay. Yay! Do we keep this? It doesn't have a Llanowar Elf. Does that mean we mulligan, chat? Are we taking to heart the idea of mulligan if we don't have a Llanowar Elf? Even if we have Steel Leaf Champion, 4 lands, Great Henge? Keep? I would also keep, but I'm willing to believe that that's why I'm losing. Will Flood, probably? I mean, hopefully Great Henge fixes that. Most likely we get removal spelled, but... Alright, I'm willing to keep. We'll... Illustrative in how this loses, possibly. Well, 1-drop, at least. Not quite Llanowar Elf, but it is a 1-drop. I don't know if being able to venture Lovestruck Beast on 1 is actually, like, meaningfully impactful. Mulliganing will take us down to 4 cards without a Llanowar Elf guaranteed. But maybe I just need to embrace mulliganing. Maybe I should mulligan hands that I shouldn't mulligan just to beat into my head a willingness to mulligan? Maybe that's what this deck demands? Maybe we need to mulligan perfect hands just to convince the deck that we don't need it. Oh. Meanwhile, opponent plays Shrine of Stonefangs. Okay. I'm lost. I'm extremely lost, team. That is a Mystic Sanctuary, yep. That is a shrine, yep. It probably a budget list. I agree. Dismal Backwater definitely indicates budget. Shrine decks do tend to die to having 0 life. That is a weakness of theirs as much as any other list. This is true. Alright, well, I'm just gonna play the Great Henge into Scavenging Ooze, I guess. Put creatures into play. Try not to get milled out to death. Yeah, that's true. We haven't really flooded out, have we? But we didn't draw a Llanowar Elf, and that was the real downside. If you just do lethal damage to the enemy, you will kill them. Oh, I don't know. I've played against Ad Nauseam before. Uh-huh. Okay. I mean, the Scavenging Ooze is really big, considering how much the opponent's mulligan does. Or milled us. That's the word I'm looking for. Okay. Steel Leaf, Scooze, attack. If I pump the Scooze to kill a Secret Keeper, I can't Steel Leaf plus Coco. And I'm pretty sure I want to Steel Leaf plus Coco. So if they block the Scavenging Ooze with a Secret Keeper, I think we just let that happen. Yeah, Steel Leaf does seem pretty good against them. Agreed. You've discovered my clever trick, opponent. I did not want to activate that Scavenging Ooze after all. Had I made a land drop that turn? I think I had. If not, I was supposed to Scavenging Ooze pre-combat in case I hit an untapped land, but I think I'd already played a land that turn. Yeah, that was turn 5, because we hinged on 4. Bloodchief's Thirst, my Scavenging Ooze. Oh no! Alright, Coco. All you gotta do is hit a Steel Leaf or a Rhonas. Alright, Grizzled Huntmaster not actually good enough. But maybe if these 2 draws hit... Oh, now we hit the Steel Leaf. Very cute. Oh, no, this is good enough, because we get to get a... Whatchamacallit? You know, the thingy. This one, Questing Beast. It's got text. I think that it stops my opponent from being able to block. Probably. I haven't read it, but I think so. Also, I guess Primal Might was a pump spell on Steel Leaf Champion, wasn't it? So we kind of had lethal in some other ways, too. But, yeah. Why did we take the elf? Because Lovestruck Beast didn't really matter against this many chump blockers, and Llanowar Elf theoretically represented more mana to cast more Collected Companies into Rhonases. This is all before I remembered that Primal Might was actually just onboard lethal. But, you know. I suppose that's a fancy way of saying it didn't matter. Yeah, alright. I will do lethal, please. Yep, successfully lethal. Yay!